If you never had oxtails, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems and
Oxtail in one. ¿Qué lo que es? Soy Andy.
Yo el negro peligroso.
I am Shanice.
Hi, I'm Monica.
And we are here trying our own Afro-Latino dishes.
Is it really trying because we brought the food?
I brought my mom's empanadas.
I have brought some bigodon from Nicaragua and some fried jack and refried beans from Belize.
We brought our Afro-Latino food here too.
Tú sabes que they brought me out of retirement. Yo dije, oye, para comer comida, yo siempre estoy disponible.
Please tell me the best way to serve this onto a plate.
We'll just like pour it out, and people usually try it like when they go visit Nicaragua, which is their main dish. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna try it. Bigodon is made with cassava, or some people call it yuca, and cabbage, which people also use for ceviche, and chicharron, or pork.
So a lot of these foods are very African-centric, like the fried chicken, the oxtails and stuff like that, fried plantains, green plantains. Dominicans are very big in eating tostones.
Ya lo sabe.
And I didn't want to neglect my Belizean side. Fried jack is like Johnny cake, other countries
I was gonna say, it looks like a Johnny cake.
But how we make it in Belize is like dough with flour tortilla. And you fry it just for a couple minutes and you flip it over and it's all nice and brown. And it's really good. People usually eat it with refried beans. So, I'm gonna eat some with that. And if you want some, then you're more than welcome to.
Thank you.
Can't go wrong with beans.
It tastes like my grandma's house.
We don't really find Dominican food out here. We got this from Isla Latin Kitchen.
Which is owned by Dominicans.
It's what's close to home for us, so that's like our go-to place. Gadiel and I both love oxtails.
Okay, so I brought my mom's chicken empanada recipe. It's like the first thing she taught me how to cook from the DR. It's her signature recipe. She's kind of health conscious, so they're very light. She doesn't even fry them anymore, which I think is a sin.
I want to try the fry at the end because I feel like it wants me to eat it.
Yes.
They're still burning.
Every culture has their own version.
I know, right? That's what I
this.
love about it,
They're a whole meal. You will probably get heartburn, but it's worth it.
Some people have never had bigodon, empanadas, or like fried jack. We can always hey, let's introduce you guys to what we do, and they like it. The word Afro-Latina is starting to be more popularized.
We had to come up with a name because Black Americans do have a name. They're Black people, Black Americans, African Americans, but there was nothing to identify at Black people in Latin America, and we're talking about there's more Black people down in Latin America than there is in the United States.
Yeah, it's a term to include all of us, which is really nice. I also feel like being Afro-Latina in the modern day is also just showing how multicultural everyone is and how one person can have so many different identities. I'm Afro-Latina, but I'm also Blasian. I'm also Asian and Black, and there's so many different things. When you put them together, they really are similar, though, at the end of the day.
There's a lot of Latinos that look just like me and deny that they're Black.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of the problem. I love calling myself Black because I love where I come from. I love learning about my roots because it's who I am. People fight who they are. I embrace who I am.
Us being dark-skinned, we can relate to the struggles of what it's like being Black or Hispanic because, we're always put in that box of what an Afro-Latina is supposed to look like or what a Latina is supposed to look like.
I'm not defending my cultural identity to anybody anymore.
Exactly.
We experience the same things you guys do, and it's just is a little different.
A part of the problem for us is we're racist with each other. Calling yourself Black is uncomfortable for some people. People that are Black experience racism. Till this day. Why are we still talking about it? Because it's still happening.
So we recently went to the Dominican Republic at my grandma's death, and we still had to listen to anti-Black conversations in front of us. We're like, hello.
Yeah.
When we here,
And then,
I looked at my sister and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I looked in the mirror, I was like, don't I look Black to these people? Right?
And then I'm darker than my brother, so I'm like, hello, I'm Black. And their excuse is, no, pero tú eres una negra bonita.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? That they don't even understand how racist that sounds.
Yeah.
And then when we start to like defend our blackness, it's like
we're the problem.
We're the problem. We grew up in a household that me being black was made fun of, you know.
Yeah.
So I hated being black.
And I grew up in a mostly white town. I went to a very white school, so you're constantly being like, I'm not really black, I'm not that black, blah, you know, like to blend in, and that's so over and done at this point, you know? It's like, it doesn't really matter what you think how I see myself anymore, which is awesome.
I grew up like traumatized by that, you know? And I would think like, okay, so that means that I'm ugly. That means that I'm not worth it. They hate me. Why am I here? And I grew up as a depressed child of my skin. As being a black LGBT woman, it was hard coming out, especially in a Latino household. I was treated like I was a disease. I came out at 17 and I didn't accept myself until I was 23. You know, just be you. The people that are gonna meant to be in your life are gonna be there either way. Those that are not.
Being an ally is also being that friend when people are around when people are not around. When we're not around and somebody having this conversation and you be like, yo, I'm not with it, and you set boundaries with those conversations, that's what a true ally does.
When you want to be allies for us, you know, you just have to listen to us.
I would say for other Latinos to be allies is just to include us when you are creating stories about Latinos. You know, we're part of the narrative, we're part of the story. Just make sure that we can be seen. If a movie's coming out and it's about Latinos, make sure some of them are Afro-Latinos and that they have lines, you know, and they're not just background dancers.
Or servants. So being Afro-Latina is just embracing the blackness and just being proud of being black.
¿Tú crees que esta gente puede con ese movimiento negro que tenemos nosotros?
I feel very fortunate to be part of seemingly different cultures. You know, there's black, there's Latina. I feel special that I get to claim both of those things.
You at home sitting and watching this video, just know that there are people like you that look like us that will make it big, and don't ever feel like you are less black or less Latina, and don't ever let anyone put you in a box because you are special.
Your blackness is yours. You don't have to prove it to anyone. You don't have to, you know, prove that you're Latino enough or black enough or anything enough. Just being yourself is fine, because I feel like I've spent so much of my life trying to prove that I belong to the cultures that I know I belong to. So it doesn't really matter what anybody else has to say about it.
Oh.